everybody? Jeff J here, and I'm here with two of the vets from The Gift, and Teale, Jamie Chung. What's going on?
I love that. I like being a vet.
Any rookie hazing going on with some of the new cast members? Like, you got to initiate them.
Like, filled socks with soap bars and beat Grace Byers. No.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah! That's so silly. No, absolutely not. There's no real hazing. Actually, it's such a cohesive group already. And Grace and Skylar, who we already had before, but I guess is now in regular, I guess there's some sort of addition in that. They're so wonderful and so easy to work with, and the group is so cohesive that actually it's really seamless. It doesn't feel like there's any newbies, and it doesn't feel like there's any vets. We all still feel like a bunch of silly children, and we just got two new kids that joined us. You know what I mean? It's really fun.
There's actually a lot more characters that are joining us in terms of guest star roles. So there's a lot of us on set, a lot of us. And luckily, the way the storylines pan out, they have panned out. They've divided the two groups, so it's pretty rare that we see anyone from the inner circle.
No, I mean, saying it's nice to see Grace Byers. I think this is the most time I've spent with her because of our differing our characters' differing ideologies. But it's fun.
How did you enjoy the reception to season one? There was a lot of critical acclaim, and a lot of fans really loved what you guys were doing. So what was that like for you?
You know what? I appreciate the honesty of the critics because it allows us to become better as a show in terms of the writing and the acting and the storylines. I think in terms of the Easter eggs, the fans are really pleased, but I think we all want to see these relationships dive deeper later on in the season, so we really hope that pans out.
Yeah, I think we've got an immensely hungry cast. I think we've got a really great desire. No one wants to rest on their laurels. Nothing is ever the finished product. And there's an immense amount of things that we would have liked to have changed from last year. We're very glad that we've got another opportunity to do that, and we've tried to seize even more of them this year. But it's such a hungry cast, so when it comes to critical acclaim and whether we're happy with it, we never will be. So I guess that's the ultimate thing that we're trying to say, is that we're always going to be hungrier for better and for more, and to impress and to just tell appropriate, real, poignant, prescient stories.
And finally, it seems like your characters are operating in shades of gray this season, and one of the themes I see so far watching the first couple of episodes is how far will you go to achieve your goal? What will you compromise morally, spiritually, in order to get where you need to go if you feel like what's right? How do you see that struggle amongst your group and even both the groups throughout the season?
Well, I think it's quite funny that saying all of these things, that is occurring to all of our characters. They are under that duress, and even two characters like Eclipse and Blink, who are technically on the same side, come to clashes quite a lot because their ideologies are being pulled away, and the thread's being pulled, and it's getting harder and harder to sort of maintain that cohesive one mentality. I'm doing things out of love, and Blink is doing things out of. I mean, how would you put it?
I think everyone is playing with a certain theme of like their moral ground, standing their moral ground, and then dealing with the reality. So there is a little bit of give, I think, in terms of my character, especially. I think she chooses to go against something she believes in order to to better everyone, and to give the underground a bit more of an opportunity. So I think it's a constant theme of like what's right, what's wrong. Should we sacrifice a little bit of what we truly believe in order to gain a little bit?
Preach? Exactly. Yeah. How much do you give away to get better? It's that's where the fun is. That's where the grey areas are where it is. I saw a play last night, American Son, with Kerry Washington, Super Scar, where. I mean, it's about how does a young African American male live in America nowadays, in modern times, and they all have differing opinions, but the beauty is that you get pulled by one motif and you start to completely agree with that ideology and that perspective before you get slammed by the opposite side, and it's so enlightening, and you go like, oh my god, there's so many shades of grey, there's nothing even close to black and white, and it can't be that, and that's what humanity's about, and so we're all grappling with that, and Eclipse is blinkered by his love for things, so he's not thinking as logically as, say, Clarice is, who's actually very pragmatic a lot of the time. She's very logical, and he's very much more emotional and swayed by things that it's not his fault he can't control, but at the same time he's not seeing clearly. So there's a lot of people having to check each other and having to sort of understand where they're getting pulled apart and whether they're going to be able to put it back together again.
Broadway show reviews and The Gifted all in one.
Art encompassed.
That's called art.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.